multifaceted and complicated and horrifying this problem is. I've been working on this issue for years, but every time I hear the statistics of every life that is impacted, how these young girls have the rest of their lives affected by marriage at an early age, you know, it's a tragedy each time we hear about it. And so, you know, I think what we heard was thinking about some of the patterns in child marriage, thinking about the prevalence in rural areas, in certain communities like where, the Maasai, in areas where certain forces are in control, like the Taliban. This is a problem everywhere, but where do we see some of the problems, the work? How can we target some of the solutions? And adolescence, as the prevalence goes down, maybe among very young children, how about adolescence? And trying to think about solutions, we know there are a number of factors that have to be addressed. Laws are important. They are the first step, but we know they are not enough. They have to be implemented. Looking at social and religious and cultural norms, looking at economics, the ways that families say that poverty is the reason that they are marrying their children off. Looking at health and access to health services, access to health information, looking at access to education. So moving forward, you know, how do we keep this as a priority issue? We know that child marriage, if we look at the range of rights that girls and women enjoy, if you stop child marriage, you increase the chance that a girl has the right to education, the right to participate in public life, the right to realize her economic potential, the right to live a life free of violence, the right to have access to good health care. We know that child marriage is the heart of this. So just to say a couple of steps. We need to share the information on good practices and what's working. We need some more data on what actually works. You know, there's an interesting study by the Population Council which found that giving some families access to school supplies and some livestock for their families, giving them some economic assets, helped them to delay the age of marriage for their children. We know that having champions in senior political positions, having women in leadership, and having champions, having that at the high level also makes a big difference in putting this on political agendas. We know that having all of us speak up and having a voice, making sure that this does not remain an invisible issue, but we say, this is a priority. This is an epidemic around the world, and we can't stand it any longer. We need to make this end. We need that type of social mobilization. So I will, and we need accountability. You know, when these problems continue, when they are ignored, when there is apathy, there needs to be some accountability for that. So I wanted to thank the panelists again. I wanted to thank all of you for the work that we will do in the future to say that in 10 years, you know, hopefully we will have very different statistics and very different stories to tell. Wonderful.